Hello, guys. Welcome to this live stream. I hope everybody is really doing well. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to whatever the part of the world you are. And it's Friday, so wishing everyone a very happy Friday as well. Since morning, it's a today was a good day for scalping on the lower term time frame. The BTC price action is pretty much choppy at the moment, and it's been since a few days. The plan for the Bitcoin, as we discussed, the previous live stream 2 days back, but I was expecting a bounce. If you remember, a previous week lows over here, I was expecting a bounce from these levels towards 28.8 and a max towards 29.1. Now, in fact, I showed it at 28.9 to 29.1, but as soon as I saw that, the BTC is literally not breaking under and was holding 29.1 level, we literally had to get out of the shorts. We got out of the short on time, and we saved ourselves with the stop loss. So yeah, that was but yeah, I took a small loss, I would say, a very minor loss on this, but the overall the plan is still same, my friend. So what do we expect now is the whole move that we got is, in my view, is still some sort of a wave B actually. So practically this is like a 5 waves over here. You got a 5 waves on the downside, and this is wave A, a very flash crash kind of a move for the wave B. And in my view, we are looking for the wave C here somewhere around 30,183 to $30,500 plus minus maybe $50. But yeah, this is what I think. That this looks to me like wave B actually in this perspective. Nevertheless, let's also have a look on the hearts and time frame. But yeah, this is what I feel, that I am expecting BTC to reject those levels and most likely going towards on the downside towards 25,200 to 25,000 $24,300. I mean, this is how I see ABC move on the BTC, guys. Also, May is coming, a new FOMC is going to come. So the FOMC is literally going to give us practically some sort of a idea as to what exactly the next move for the overall market would be. But what I would say is, overall, if you just look at the S&P 500, the American stock market, I think that we are very close to wave 1, which also indicates that the next move, the wave 2, is coming, which means that overall we're going to see some sort of a big pullback across the board on S&P 500. Now, not necessarily that when the crypto should be looking for some sort of a pullback, but as we have seen in the past days that crypto and S&P both have a very nice correlation, except until few days that S&P 500 is pumping and crypto is just going sideways. But yeah, I do expect that S&P 500 should be having a wave 2 pullback somewhere around to the zone of, in my view, would be around 3,909 to $3,890 levels. That exactly would be the levels where we should be looking for buying or we'll be looking to invest in the stock market along with the Bitcoin. I will be looking to buy Bitcoin around 25,300 to $24,300 levels, because I think that is a very interesting levels for BTC, and your invalidation and the stop loss would be very, very close to your entry. That's exactly what I'm eyeing actually. Now, your April close is coming. So the weekend is not only going to be your the weekend is not only going to be your weekly closing, but it is also your monthly closing. So for us, there are two levels which is of utmost important. The weekly levels, and you have the monthly levels. So what are those levels, guys? The weekly levels, as you can see here, 29,900 is a big levels, and that's a big weekly levels. You see, when we had this doji, that was our very interesting, very interesting doji that we have here. We never closed above 29,900. So this is for the first time we closed 29.9. The price, this was like a fake out, and price got immediately rejected. So now this week we want to see, are we able to reclaim 29,900, guys? If BTC reclaims or gets acceptance above 29.9, I can tell you that we are most likely going towards 32,000 bucks, 32,000. And that exactly would also mean that, yeah, we would be going close to 32,000, these levels, maybe even sweep up the highs. And but this level makes sense to me. And we're going to most likely reject from those levels and maybe retesting 25,000 at some point of time. The 25,000 level is surely going to be tested at some point of time. The only question is when. So that is what everybody, tries to find out exactly from, from their methodology of price action or technical analysis. But for me, what I think is right now we are doing ABC until we are under 30,595. I still think that this ABC is play. Also, you have a weekly bear divergence on the, weekly bearish engulfing candle on the Bitcoin. As you can see here, it's a big bearish engulfing candle, guys. Something which I would not like to ignore. And also just look at from the weekly perspective again, what you will find is we are in this, red cloud cluster, which also indicates, that we have a huge, sell-off point or sell-off zone. So this cloud is red, of course. So this is a big sell-off zone actually, or a distribution zone, as you can say. But yeah, I would say the first level, I think it's a good levels for us to long or buy spots would be around 25,300 to $25,000. And you should have some money to buy around monthly levels around $23,300. So this was our weekly levels. So this week is very interesting. Weekly closing and monthly closing. You have two closing, important close. Remember the levels, weekly closing 29,901. If BTC closes above these levels, gets acceptance above these levels, I think it's going to be very bullish in the midterm. Even if it do reject after getting an acceptance, it is going to be like a buy the dip for a next move towards 42,000 bucks. However, if the price don't get acceptance, we simply reject on the weekly, then it's like, yeah, it's still an indecision. Candle would be printed on the monthly, because that's how the overall price action would be. If you look at the monthly candle, we are still in the process of forming a doji, but I would say this is not a good doji. Of course, this is an indecision, but still it is a doji, but not a good doji. I would say to say that it's a bearish. No, an indecision doji for me would be something like this. This is a perfect indecision candle, where it tells us that what kind of a move we might be anticipating going forward. But so far, the monthly levels as we anticipate is, first, the monthly level is 31,850, the 2022 equilibrium. You see 2022, right now we are in 2023. Now the people who are literally playing ranges, you play Monday range, you play weekly range, right? We also play a yearly range. So you have year, you have 2022. So 2022 all-time high, 2022 highs were 40 at 240. 2022 lows are here. 2022 equilibrium is here. So practically this is going to be a range. This is going to be a range, and that's going to be a range. Ideally speaking, if you ask me that the price, what would be the best price action for Bitcoin to form, if we just want to have a little bit accumulation and then pump, if you really ask me, and the range that we normally play on the Monday or on the weekly range, normally the price action goes and revolve around something like this. We go towards the equilibrium or close to the equilibrium, rejects, the price come back down, and what it does is it sweep the lows, so something like this, make new lows, forms a deviation, reclaim back the range lows. The range lows is reclaimed, and that's going to be some sort of a very interesting three-type setup and a big bottom for Bitcoin, a triple bottom kind of a thing. Everybody is going to expect some sort of a 7K, 8K, 3K, or blah blah shit, but it never give you. And this is how exactly a big bull run on the Bitcoin starts. But yeah, this sort of a price action is kind of a dream that I could expect. But I would say this is a very healthy price action, guys. For if you are new, you don't know much about the price action, you would feel that you won't understand exactly this concept. But if you are practicing it, if you are a trader, you are trading it, Monday ranges, weekly ranges, then yes, you will understand what I'm trying to put down. A big yearly range. We are talking about the yearly range. This price action is going to take some time to develop, some time to form, but once it forms, it's going to literally give us a lot more opportunity to not only buy Bitcoin, but also gives an opportunity to accumulate altcoins with a very cheap price. Actually, you might feel that we have already missed the move and blah blah shit. No, I don't think so. Not every move is missed, because remember, even if this whole move is just wave one, let's say if the bottom is in and we are already in the bull run, so let's say this is just wave one, you are going to get a wave two. Wave 2 is going to see a minimum of golden pocket, which is 618. So the more deeper the pullback for the wave 2 would be, is going to be really, really good, because that is going to be the second capitulation of the overall crypto market. That's exactly where majority of the players are going to literally capitulate, because they would fear that, oh my God, Bitcoin is literally going to make new lows. But what happens is go to golden pocket zone, and it goes to the biggest support, which is going to be around 19,700 to 18,000 bucks. From there, it pumps up like this, wave 1, 2, and it just don't give you a deeper pullback. It just keeps on pumping. So remember, even if let's say you have missed this move, this is just going to be your wave 1. Do not FOMO it. You're going to definitely get a wave 2 if this is the bull run. If BTC is bottom, you're definitely going to get a very good buying opportunity for the wave 2. The wave 2 is going to be from golden pocket to 702. Now, how do we decide if this is going to be wave 2 or this is going to sweep the lows? We decide based on how the hard-term time frame price action would be. If the retracement for from the highs towards $20,000, if the retracement would be in the form of 3 waves, A, B, and C, then yes, that would be the big scream on the overall Twitter or a crypto market that buy. You're not going to get the new lows. However, if we do go down in 5 waves cluster, then definitely it would be a scream that exit the market on the next pump, because that is going to be your short the pump kind of a scenario. So you have two possible cases, guys. So that's what I'm trying to say, everyone, that do not panic. The market, even if it goes from here to 40,000, that's just wave 1. Remember, in even the previous bear market, if you just look at here what we did in the previous bear market, we pumped to literally from 4,000 bucks to 14,000. But at some point, we literally came back down to 3,700. Now, many of you might be countering me, that this is like a COVID thing and blah blah thing. No, the price action was meant to happen. It's just that COVID was the reason. The bots were designed. They were literally had to do this, but COVID was one of the reason. But it was supposed to happen, and I've already proved my theory. The dump already started happening way before even COVID wave started. It already started happening. COVID only finished and accelerated the dump. Okay, COVID just accelerated the dump. That's it. It just accelerated the process and initiated a big bull run. Nothing else it has done. So the same way, we might experience some sort of a recession, or maybe some sort of a stock market crash, or anything like that. But this kind of a wave 2 is definitely going to come and give you a nice opportunity to buy Bitcoin around $20,000 and not even $18,000. So you definitely going to get one last opportunity if this is going to come down in 3 waves. But if it's going to come down in 5 waves, then you will be very, very happy that you will be able to buy Bitcoin around 11,285 to maybe even 10,800 bucks. But that is going to give you a very, very, very interesting opportunity and once in your life opportunity to buy Bitcoin. And you know what? You can't always catch the bottom. You can't always catch the exact bottom. So practically what you should do is accumulate spots, start buying Bitcoin spots, hold it. At some point, you will feel that I'm down 30% or 40%. Or what is going to happen? You start moving your Bitcoin to coin margin contracts on your exchanges. Bybit is also having that. And if you're new, if you're trading on other exchanges, do trade on Bybit. You can use my referral link. Do remember that from 8th of May, you will be only able to withdraw funds above $20,000 a day if you are having a KYC level 1 verified. It's very simple, guys. KYC level 1 is something, it's not that big task, but it's something, it's good for the overall industry. And I think slowly and gradually every exchanges are going to come in under the KYC mandate. So sooner the better, so practically Bybit, you can transfer those coins, Bitcoins, Ethereum, whatever you have bought, and you can transfer it to coin margin contracts, start building, a long position with your Bitcoin. Practically, you don't need USDT to play futures. There is an option of coin margin contracts where you can literally build a long position on your Bitcoin. So if you have one Bitcoin, just build 3x, that is 3 Bitcoin long positions, slowly and gradually add, build, because your 3x is going to give you a lot of assurance that your liquidation price would be way under 7,500 bucks, which is going to give you a very, very good, confidence. And also you can just let this long ride till the new highs or probably the new price action. If you remember the fractal with gold, I discovered it. I discussed it in the 2022 November, December. Remember the fractal? The gold at that point of time, in my view, literally pumped almost more than 4,000%. I think Bitcoin is still going into that sort of a direction, and we are very early for the adoption. So just wanted to show you gold. Gold. This is the gold, guys. If you just look gold on a monthly chart, I can also show you the weekly chart, but for now, just have a look at the monthly chart. Where are we at the moment? Gold was here. Okay, we are in the very early age of Bitcoin adoption. Bitcoin is still somewhere around here. It is somewhere in this zone. Once Bitcoin starts pumping, it's just imagine Bitcoin market cap and Bitcoin is just here. Currently it is here. And where Bitcoin wants to go, I think the next rally for the Bitcoin would be way bigger, and it is going to be driven not only by institutions, but it's going to be driven by banks, governments, and big money. I would say big, not only institutions, but big holders like BlackRock, investors, big investors, or something like this. But you just imagine how small this pump would look like if Bitcoin just pumped way bigger than we thought. So if this sort of a pump happens on Bitcoin, trust me, Bitcoin will easily go towards 511,000 bucks. So just imagine you just have one Bitcoin, you bought it at $20,000 by mistake, and Bitcoin literally went to 11,800, and you were like scratching your head, had a lot of anxiety that, oh my God, I lost $10,000 because Bitcoin went 11,800. Do not do that. Why? Because you should be proud of yourself. You bought at $20,000 on the spot, transfer it to coin margin contracts instead of selling it, panic selling in the market. Start building 1:1 long position. You long one Bitcoin with the one Bitcoin, and slowly and gradually, when you see that we are double bottoming or some sort of a price action is forming, buy another one Bitcoin. So there would be two Bitcoin position you have. Okay, 2 Bitcoin position. And then maximum you should go with the 3 Bitcoin position. So 1 Bitcoin spot, you are already holding it, and 3 Bitcoin long position you are having it with just 3x leverage. Now, when such sort of a price action happens, when the bull market starts, it's going to take almost 12 to 18 months for Bitcoin to reach such sort of a higher price action, like or the higher levels of practically, what I say is $500,000. But just imagine that when Bitcoin reaches that 500,000, what kind of a profit you're going to make. Imagine, just imagine. Just take your calculator. Okay, just take your calculator and just type it, that 500,000 price, the value of a Bitcoin divided by the 11,800 long, 11,800, practically, that's going to give you 42x, which means that you long 3 Bitcoin with an average price of 11,800 and multiply by 42, going to give you $14 million of profit just by doing nothing. Okay, you just simply hold on to your Bitcoin. You slowly build a coin margin contract without any sort of a practically no greediness. You were not like other guys who are longing 100x, 20x, 10x. No, you simply choose to be on a safer side, 3x, and you literally got out big when Bitcoin literally finished the whole bull run. That's where you're going to be millionaire. But trust me, that's not the end. That once Bitcoin tops out, the end game. After Bitcoin tops out, the money rotates from Bitcoin to ULs, to ULs and to other ethereum and blah blah thing. And that's exactly how you make more and more money with your Bitcoin. Practically, that is going to be just the beginning of your new life. That's how I did it in 2020. So I think this is a good example nobody talks about as to how you make it. See, I'm again going to tell you, a daily trading can only make you so much money that you can survive, or maybe you can maybe take out all your expenses or whatever. You can buy anything, or you can enjoy lavishly, whatever. A real wealth, if we are talking in terms of millions and billions, is made only and only when you just buy an asset and hold. Now you might also argue that you're talking about long. If I'm just going to hold it for like 18 months, remember in Walsh Wealth Group, what we did, I literally computed on the Excel, and even on YouTube live, we did it in November, December. I explained that even if you hold your position for 18 months, you would still end up with 95% net profit. So you made 14 million, for example, or let's say 10 million you made, you will still end up having 9.5 million of profit, and your fees would just be $500,000. It's just 500, not matter, because you still end up with 9.5 million. You understand what I'm trying to tell you guys? But this, you need to learn patience. You need to exactly know where you should put your trust. You need to hold on. You need to lot of emotions are going to take you when you're literally going to experience a sort of a big move. But all these things you need to just keep calm and build. That's what I would say. So that's a gold chart. And Bitcoin, I think the levels I've already mentioned on the heart and time frame. Weekly levels 29,901.5. Monthly levels you want to see is the big monthly levels is at the 2020 equilibrium 31,850, and another level is 23,307, and I'm damn sure we are not going to close this month under 23,300. In 2 days I don't expect a big dump. No, we are going to definitely close about 23,300, which is good on monthly levels. But at some point this level is literally going to be tested, because it's a big levels. 25,000 to 23,300. It's a big level. It's going to be tested by hook or crook, and this sort of a price action is going to justify that what I mentioned. If we are dumping in 3 waves, we are buying everything close to 20k and maybe 18k. If we are dumping in 5 waves, we are literally going to place to buy every damn thing, whatever we get it close to, or anything SFP. When we get an SFP towards 13,800 bucks, we are buying. We won't wait for 11,800. No, we just keep our Bitcoin. We buy our Bitcoin, we hold it, and as soon as we see an opportunity to start building long positions on coin margin contracts, that's how we're going to make money probably in the next 12, 18 months. But this is what my plan is, and I've already shared in Watch Wealth group, guys. If you're new and if you're still, have not joined us, today is the day we are open, and you can literally join. The tweet is already mentioned, guys. On the Twitter, you can join today. The signups are going to close probably by end of the day. This is what we have for monthly and weekly levels. You should just keep that in mind. Now let's talk about Bitcoin on the 8 hours chart. I feel that this is the move that we are watching right now is still A, B, and C, guys. And I think that we are surely going to see a move on the downside. In the past, I have seen such sort of a move. Just imagine. Look at here. Look at this. I'm going to show you something. A very interesting fractal. And the fractal is basically nothing but a price action, so that's sort of a price action I was looking for on this fractal. This. So whenever we had such sort of a price action, so we had a very interesting pump up like this on the upside, and suddenly out of nowhere we just got a dump, a nice pump, again flash dump like this, and then retrace the whole move, and what happens, goes sideways, accumulation, and then start a big dump on the downside. A similar kind of a price action is what I'm watching. Not exactly a similar kind, but this is a possibility, guys. A very strong possibility is there. And I'm not just talking from the biasness that I have that we can literally go down. No, but what I'm saying is that there is a possibility that yes, we might be looking for a downside, because the move on the downside was 5 waves, which clearly implies that this was wave A. We literally caught this 5 wave, if you remember, and a very nice impulsive move towards 28,900, 29,100. But now what I see is, right now what I see is this can be a very interesting move. We just kind of go sideways a little bit and then move on the downside. Also, if you just want to look a second example of the top that it looks like, this is exactly where a second example is. Look at, we got a flash dump, literally retrace the whole move, A, B, C, and double top kind of a thing, and we start going back down like this. A similar kind of a move. So practically a double top is likely towards 30,600 bucks. The possibility is always there. But yes, but still it would make sense that we just most likely going to retest 25,300. And at some point 23,300, but 25,300 makes more sense for me to long 25,300 to 24,300. At least you should build some spot position or bags over there. Okay, that's what we have for Bitcoin, guys. For ETH, this is my lower term time frame plan for ETH, guys. We literally got the 5 waves, and I'm looking for long on Ethereum around 1845 to or 1841 to 1841 to 1820. My target for Ethereum is 1996.3. What I think is we are in the wave B right now. And if you remember, I mentioned over the live stream as well last time that I'm still missing the one more wave. And ETH perfectly played out versus what Bitcoin did not sweep the lows, but yeah, nevertheless, it already seems to be making, I would say, not exactly kind of a low, but a wave 5, but a truncated wave 5. And right now what I see for ETH is the 5 waves are here, A, B, and I'm looking for C. C can even go towards 2045, 47. But yeah, this is going to be very interesting. 8% to 11% move, which I don't want to miss it. So you should not even miss it. If you are afraid to trade leverage, just buy spot and hold. Your stop loss is going to be 1796. That's a very strong and a very tight invalidation for ETH. So if you're afraid of, trading leverage, just trade, with spots. Even the spot bags are going to make you 11%, 10 to 11% gains with only risking 2.4%. Sure, we're going to check SOL, we're going to check XRP, we're going to check RNDR. Can can we retest Monday highs first on Bitcoin? Um, Honestly, if you ask me, right now I'm not focusing on Monday highs. I'm literally not focused because we are already at the weekend. So now it doesn't matter. The CM is going to get closed at the moment. What you should be focusing is on the two levels currently. Is first is 30,500. That's a big previous week highs, and that's also a resistance you have. The second levels you want it to test and reject before going to 30,500 is 30,180. It's a big levels. So I think I'm not focusing on Monday highs, but yes, because we are already, the CME is going to close tonight, and the weekend CME is closed. So I just won't be trading Monday ranges anymore. Monday ranges are the past. We'll be focusing on the new range that's going to come. But right now we're going to focus on the monthly range and a yearly range and a weekly range. So yeah. Now, if we talk about ETH, we already discussed. For USDT dominance, guys, I think I've already made it very clear. And over the live stream as well, I mentioned that this is just wave one. We're going to definitely dump for the wave two, guys. And that's dump is right now. It's here. The dump is here. Now, what I think is this wave two is not done yet. So the wave two is most likely to go towards 6.7 to 6.72%. And from there, we will see if we want to pump it towards maybe even new highs, or it's just going to dump up towards 8.4 to 8.5% and then further continuation on the downside. But this is a very interesting price action that USD dominance is forming. So even if you don't understand, or you're feeling lazy or lethargic, doing technical analysis of the overall crypto and alts, just look at what the USD dominance wants. Right now, the USDT dominance literally is doing wave 2 ABC. So which also indicates that this USDT dominance is going to bounce. The only issue is whether it's going to follow green, that's going to make new highs, or it's just going to follow yellow one, which means that the USDT dominance just makes lower highs and it just go down towards 5.2%. So that is going to be very interesting when we start pumping. Also remember 7.27%. The 7.27% is a very crucial level, guys, for the USD dominance. It's so far since 2023 beginning, this level has been of very important. And once this level is flipped, I can say that USD dominance is literally going to pump very hard. So till it don't flip, we are still bearish on the USD dominance. Okay. Now let's talk about the total 3, guys. Total 3, my plan is still same. I would like to see total 3 being, testing the levels of 365 and maybe even to $363 billion. I think the 5 waves are done. I would like to see a retest of 365.1 to 363.5 billion. Remember this number. When total 3 comes to those levels, I expect a strong bounce on alts. Once alts start flipping the $388 billion, I would say 387.8, so 388 billion, it's going to blast. They're literally going to start pumping very high. Why? Because the price action to me seems like that, this was some sort of a wave 1A, 3 waves up for the wave B, 5 waves down for the wave C, and we are right now doing wave, starting with the new phase of a wave. This can literally do something like this, and alts, excluding BTC and Ethereum, can literally start pumping up very highs. Especially Litecoin, you have it's holding very strongly the levels. Litecoin, XRP, Stellar, Cardano, Solana, Avex, all this Phantom, RSR, Link, especially Atom, Dot, all these alts are literally going to give you good returns if literally total 3 holds these levels of 2017 all-time highs. If you're longing those levels, when total 3 goes to those levels, start buying alts. And what alts you should buy? Put your money in high caps, large caps. Put your 50% money in large caps, 30% money in mid caps, and 20% money in shit coins and lower caps. Now there's 50% money in large caps, mid caps, and shitcoin should be bifurcated between DeFi and other ecosystems. That's something you need to do some a little bit of work. I'm going to give what I've already given. That what else are we going to buy? Link and RSI is what in my radar, and we already have limits set for them, and we're going to buy those Link and RSR for sure. Both looks amazing. YFI is one of the DeFi which I feel that it can literally run big, but not kind of a big that it's going to give you 500 to 600% gains, but at least it can give you 100 to 200% gains. Aave, Comp, Link and RSR are my two best bet on DeFi side. From the large caps, I think Avalanche, Avex, Sol can literally do good. But my bet would be on DOT, and DOT is literally lagging a lot. But DOT should perform in my view. But you should not put all your money in one basket. So you should put some portion in DOT. DOT performs, enjoy the profit, put your profits into the coin that is lagging. And that's how you should rotate your, Atom. Yeah, Atom is also good. And you should rotate your money. So guys, this is what we have for the total through. The plan is still same. Even if you get a small dip towards we already currently at 370.5 billion. So it's like you are asking for 1% to 2% move on the downside. And if you literally get that 1%, 2% move, I think you are looking for a good investment in ULS. I definitely think that you should buy ULS. You should not wait for any setups. Just simply buy and hold your spots. And your invalidation is 2017 all-time highs. The 2017 all-time highs is your invalidation. If you start losing 2017 all-time high level, which is at 358.5 billion, which is roughly around how much percent? Let me just check. Which is around 3.4 to 3%, which is very, very small. So the invalidation is very tight. Your risk reward is amazing. You're literally eyeing a minimum of, let's say, we are not eyeing for 26%, but yeah, even if you eye the range highs, which would be around 11%, goes with the Ethereum, I think ULS can literally do more, and they can pump more than ETH. So ETH pump 11%, 10% to 11%, the way we have the bids set for ETH. However, for ULS, they can literally pump way more better than 11%. So they are going to pump like 26, 28% overall. So which also indicates that, BTC and Ethereum are not going to make higher highs. They're going to make lower highs, versus ULS are going to make higher highs, meaning that this is going to be the final closure of the overall cycle that we were just wondering from $15,000 to $30,000 for Bitcoin. So every ULS would have finished its whole move, and everything can go down to altogether. Let's talk about RSR. This is what my limit is. I'm just waiting a little bit. It just bounced, from my limit, not filled yet, but I have limit from 3758 to 3700. I have those limits. Spot bags. I'm not playing with the leverage with RSR. These are my spots. And I do think that RSR did 5 waves. So I am expecting it to hold those levels of 3615. That is my soft invalidation for RSR. If we lose that levels on 4 hours and daily, I'm going to sell my RSR, even if it is just for like a 3.8 to 3.4% loss. I would be happy, but at least this is going to confirm my biasness that RSR, this is not wave 1, 2 or something, but there's something else. But for now, the count that I have, this is what the area I'm looking to buy RSR. For Link, I am looking to buy Link around 6.23, 6.4 to maybe around 6.23 levels, which is a very good levels in my view. 0.14 Fibonacci levels. It is also having a very similar kind of a price action, the way we have for total 3. So yeah, I do expect a little bit more downside move for Link, but it won't go that way. So how it's going to do, most likely, in my view, Link can do something like this. It can bounce up to like this to 7.9 and then have a move downside like this for something like this, accumulate this way, and then it can do something like this. So you're definitely going to experience some bounce, even if it says for like a 10% move on Link. But yeah, that bounce is going to happen for Link as well on the lower time frame. Now let's talk about YFI. I think YFI is holding up very interestingly, $8,000. 8,000 is a very big level for Wi-Fi. Until we are above, I think Wi-Fi is good for another 30% move. Remember, till we are above 8,000, I think Wi-Fi can literally pull out 30% move towards 10,300. That 30% would be really good for you. Even if you don't play leverage, that 30% going to give you a very interesting returns on overall capital. Practically, that is going to, improve your power to buy Bitcoin. Right now, your focus is should be on Bitcoin. How much you would want to accumulate Bitcoins for the next bull run? Because remember, the king always, runs, and then his army would run behind him. So the king is going to lead everyone. Okay, he's the leader. Bitcoin is the leader. He's going to lead. You know. Um, that's exactly what I want for you guys to have your focus on Bitcoin, accumulating more and more Bitcoin in going future. So the challenge trade is having a stop loss at 719.6 and also have a inactive futures. So that future stop loss is for swings. So I'm not taking a soft stand. The 1796 is a very soft stop loss, or I would say hard stop loss, and 1782 is a soft one. So practically 1782 is also good levels, and I'm just taking a little bit because I'm pretty much building a swing, and hence what I did is for that I would be looking to the invalidation for the swing is under this. So practically for the challenge, you follow what I give, because that's exactly where we need to manage our risk. And if I feel that the challenge that BTC is literally going to go for a deeper retracement towards 1799 or so, then I would be like, okay, exit 50%, and we're going to rebuild 50% around 1799 and move our stop loss. That way we will reduce our risk. But right now the risk we are having, so for leverage, I'm using a very hard stop loss. For challenge, for the swings, you should be using a soft stop loss. That's a pure invalidation we have. 1782 is your complete invalidation of this move, which means that any wick under this, khalas, I mean, any pump you get it's for shorting, nothing else. Okay, let's talk about the RNDR. Seems a lot of people make good money on RNDR. I normally don't trade shit coins. I trade it, but I trade it very, very less often than what other people do. But yeah, RNDR, this is just my first chart on the RNDR. I've never charted it, but let's see how does it looks like. Whatever it is, let's say whatever you are saying about RNDR, what I feel is that RNDR is right now is doing something like this: wave 1, 2, this is your wave 3 right the moment. Wave 4 is going to happen. It's going to come around, in my view, the range lows, something around 1.8 to 1.826 to 1.9. Hold up those levels, reclaim it here, and have one more move up like this. What I feel is this is how RNDR should do. You have certain levels and you know what exactly sort of, this is my first level. These are all, wicks. We found some support there, and you look at closely on the lower term time frame, you will find a lot and lot of support and resistances there. So 1.8 to 1.82 is what you should be expecting for the wave 4 for RNDR. Now from the FIBS perspective, let's watch. We're just going to look for 0.5 and Best would be 0.382. Yeah, 1.94 to 1.8 is what makes sense for RNDR for retracement. And then pump up towards, in my view, somewhere should be making a very interesting rising wedge for RNDR is what I feel. Somewhere like this would makes more sense. Right now, there is no bear divergence. The RSI is still pretty much hot and bullish. So dips are for buying. Trust me. So for now, I think you should be just waiting for RNDR. You can short it on a retest of 2.5. So 2.5 is your clean short with your stop loss above 2.6 or 2.7. But yeah, 2.5 looks to be like a very interesting levels for short in my view. But this is how I see for RNDR, guys. Let's have a look at RSR. We checked, RNDR checked. Let's also check Solana. What our friend asked us to check. Nafair Noor. Look at the daily, guys. We are holding up so nicely on the Sol. And what you're watching is this move on the upside was just some sort of a wave one, A, B, and C. This is wave one, or maybe let's say this is A, B, C, another A, B, C. So it's a W, X, A, B, C, like this. I would like to see a retest of on Sol around $14 to maybe 13.2 for some sort of a another big move on the upside, guys. However, the way it looks like if we start flipping the levels of 25.1, if let's just Sol starts flipping those levels as a support, we start accumulating here, then I would be looking for long, because then it would mean that Solana is going for another run on the upside. This is where the breakout trade would happen then, which would also mean that this move is already done. This was wave A. This is wave B here, and we have started wave 1. So wave 1 is going to take Solana towards maybe 48 bucks. And how it is going to do that? It's most likely, this is the bullish count that I have, okay? This is the bullish count, the bear count I already mentioned. So this is going to be a wave 1, 2, another 1, 2. This is 1, 2, 1, 2. And it's going to give you a very interesting fat wave 3, 4, and 5. So Solana, this is the bullish count that I have for Sol. The bear count, as I mentioned, we check 25.1. We lose those levels again, and we go down like this towards 13.2 to 13.3 dollars. Thanks, bro, Mate. Thanks, bro. So this is what we have for Sol. Let's talk about the Avalanche. That's AVAX. Well, if you just look at the AVAX, guys, AVAX is one of the that I pretty much admire because it is having a very interesting 3-dap setup. 3-dap setup on AVAX looks amazing to me, and anywhere close to $14 or 13.8 was a good buy. The way we are holding up is pretty much nicely. I think if you look at from the FIPS perspective here, even if the move on the upside was, let's say, just wave 1, okay, if the whole move was wave 1, then what you mean is, what you want to see is AVAX holds up the levels of 786, which is like 15.5. You want to see we holding 15.5, and if till we are above 15.5, I think AVAX can literally pull up move towards $33. That is the bull count. Lose 15.5 and AVAX is literally going to go to make new lows very quickly. Aave. Let's have a look at the Aave, guys. What does it want? So before we go and check Aave, let's also have a look at what total, DeFi wants. So my total DeFi chart is lost. I need to reopen it. It's loading. Total FI. On total DeFi crypto market cap. So we're going to check it from the daily front actually. So you see, few days back when I mentioned the Wall Street group, total DeFi is looking very bullish to me, which means that DeFi might be forming a very interesting ascending triangle, guys. So I think anywhere, if you do happen to get that one more dip on the total DeFi, I think it's a good buy. I think we should get 702 to 786, around 41.4 to 42.9 billion dollars for DeFi, and which is going to give us a very interesting buying opportunity for DeFi. So DeFi coins can literally pump. So now you see what is happening right now. So the market on the Bitcoin looks to be like, a top. It feels that market is going to dump. Ethereum, it feels like it's going to dump to 1633. But DeFi and Total 3 feels like it's just doing a very interesting irregular flat, and they are in accumulation zone and they are going to literally pump huge. Meaning you literally have, I would say that you're at the one side you are saying that BTC and ETH is bearish, and on the other side you are saying that Total 3, that is ALS, and DeFi are going to outperform. Exactly, that's how the rotation of money works. That's how the rotation would work, guys. And you also have a very tight invalidation for the ALS. 2017 all-time highs your invalidation. For DeFi, your invalidation is $38.9 billion. You lose 38.9, literally get the fuck out of every DeFi coin you have, because it's just going to dump $30 billion practically. Okay, so now all clear with the DeFi. Now once your DeFi is clear, you will be very happy to see the Aave. Aave looks really great, and it's forming a very interesting descending triangle here. Yeah, it's a very cool descending triangle, or maybe I would not exactly say it's sort of a descending triangle, but something is happening over here. I think the big level for Aave is 64.3, guys. Until we hold 64.3, Aave can literally pump up towards level of 107 and 115. But as you can see from the heart and time frame, there are two options you have. First, the move on the downside, followed by this sort of a, what is happening? Yeah, the move on the downside, followed by a very interesting accumulation like this, a sweep, and then would make sense. Ideally, this is how it would make sense in a normal world. So every price action trader would want to see this sort of a move on the Aave, including myself. However, what it might literally does is it start pumping up like this and does something like this, breaks out and retests the levels of 165. Practically, there is a possibility is always there, but we will see, because if you look at from this perspective, DeFi, despite of the fact that DeFi can move and pump up like 26%, if Aave really want to do that, it can literally do somewhere around to the close of 86 to $90 levels. And that's how you should play. But if you're literally asking that Aave should pump like 100%, then I don't know if it's going to do that. But something like at least you can expect $64 to hold would be very good levels to long, with a very tight stop loss, just a 0.5 to $1 stop loss, and you can ride it till at least in my view for 15 to 18% move on the upside for Aave. I hope you guys like my analysis and like the video. Do trade on Bybit, guys. Create an account and transfer funds, and also join Wall Street group. You have any feedback, do give me what you want to see from the next time. You can always ping me on Twitter, tag me with your charts, and tag me whatever the queries you have. And thank you so much. Have a nice night, guys. Take care.